Hey everybody, welcome to Moment of Clarity. I want to talk about Glenn Greenwald and what's happening with him, but also with WikiLeaks and Julian Assange. In a big revelation that just came out, the current editor-in-chief of WikiLeaks, Kristen Rasmussen, has come forward and said that they have found out the U.S. government is planning during Assange's extradition hearing to claim that foreign reporters do not get the protections of freedom of press or freedom of speech. Now, this is horrifying on so many levels, because imagine what it would allow if the courts agree with this, if the courts extradite Assange to America over the basis that reporters do not have the protection of freedom of press. It sets a horrifying precedent, because think about it, if a reporter in Britain or France or wherever the fuck were to write shit about the U.S. election, and I don't even mean lies, I mean legitimately covering the corruption of, say, Joe Biden or the corruption of Donald Trump, legitimately doing reporting on one of the myriad of assholes we have running our government could then claim that that person is a foreign asset, a foreign agent, and they are trying to undermine U.S. elections simply by reporting the facts of the corruption, simply by reporting the truth. They could claim that is now a foreign asset, a foreign agent trying to infiltrate or destroy or hurt or harm U.S. elections. And then, I don't know, arrest and prosecute them for that. So it effectively would shut down all foreign media connected to the United States. The precedent it could set is terrifying and terrible and horrific and just gross. Just the fucking shit oozing out. It's bad. Here's a quote from Kristen Rasmussen, the WikiLeaks editor-in-chief, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, because fuck you, have more vowels in your name if you want me to pronounce it right. Those are the rules, okay? Minimum, for a name like Rasmussen, minimum 6 vowels, okay? You got 2, maybe. One of them's not even pulling its weight. I'm kidding. I love you, WikiLeaks. Once they found this out, he said that should send a very clear message to all journalists about the importance of this case, of Julian Assange's case, and about the true nature of this case, the political nature of it. It's an attack on press freedom. If anybody was ever in any doubt about that, this should erase all doubt. This case, from the beginning, has been about shutting down dissent, shutting down information, shutting down those who will reveal the crimes of our U.S. empire. And not just the U.S. empire. Keep in mind, WikiLeaks has revealed the crimes of many governments, of Germany and banks in Germany, of British war crimes, of things Russia has done in China. WikiLeaks has revealed all kinds of shit. So they're hated by a lot of governments. So this was not a specific, we're just gonna get America kind of thing. I know they wanna couch it like that, tell you that, convince you Assange is some kind of evil man who hacked the United States. But WikiLeaks has never printed anything false. Assange is a publisher who did a better job than any of our garbage media here in America. And now he's been locked up for years over that. For years. His extradition trial is coming up. But this very much relates to what's going on with Glenn Greenwald. Although they're not directly connected, they're connected, okay? Because what's going on with Glenn Greenwald is another case of a journalist revealing the truth about a government, the government then claiming some bullshit crimes so that they can arrest the journalist and put them in jail and lock them up and shut them down. Glenn Greenwald, as many of you know, is the co-founder, I believe, of The Intercept, and he also is the one who helped reveal the Snowden files, right? Edward Snowden came to him and said, here's are the files on the NSA, and that's how all of us know that we are being surveilled all of the time. That is how, again, the crimes of the U.S. government were revealed, partially through Assange, partially through Snowden and Glenn Greenwald. Greenwald, however, did something that has recently got him in trouble. He revealed the corruption of the place where he now lives, Brazil. Brazil is headed by a fascist president, Jair Bolsonaro, who has literally, not like jokingly, literally said he, wishes and has sympathies for the Nazis and wishes he were a Nazi. He said that. He said certain women should be raped. He said indigenous should die. This guy is a pile of shit beyond all piles of shit. So Glenn Greenwald, as I've revealed in a former Moment of Clarity, showed through various leaked text messages and emails that the prosecution of Lula da Silva, the left-wing former president, was a shit parade. The judge in the case was working with prosecution to make sure da Silva was locked up so that he could not become president again, and it worked. They put him away for bullshit charges. Now, thanks to the reporting of Glenn Greenwald, Lula da Silva is now out of jail, out of prison because of that. It succeeded in revealing how corrupt that court case was and getting Lula da Silva out of jail for now. But that doesn't stop the corrupt government from wanting to shut down the reporter who did this to them, who revealed their crimes. And so they have now brought forward cyber crimes against Glenn Greenwald. He is still free, but that might change any day now. Over 40 press freedom and civil liberties groups have come forward to denounce the charges against Glenn Greenwald for doing what every reporter should do. Reporters Without Borders sent a letter condemning these charges as well. The fact that many in our mainstream media, some have come forward defending Glenn Greenwald, but many have not, because they're piles of festering garbage. And I talked about this on Redacted tonight, but any journalist that considers himself even tiny bit of a journalist should come forward and say these charges are bullshit and that this guy does not deserve to be locked up for showing an incredibly corrupt government for what they are. And the same goes for Assange. These are very similar things. People who reveal too much of the truth about the ruling elite are shut down. And that's why my videos are suppressed. And of course, nothing on the level of what's happening to Assange or Glenn Greenwald, because I'm not enough of a threat. But if you get up that high, if you are succeeding in truly revealing and truly showing people what goes on behind closed doors for our ruling elite, you will be shut down in one form or another. And we all have to stand up against this. We all have to fight against this. We can't just sit here and watch it happen. Oh, more journalists arrested. Interesting. Isn't that fun? Isn't that nice? See more journalists in jail. We can't just sit back and allow it to happen. We've got to fight for Assange, fight for Greenwald. Now is the time. And that's the video for today. I hope you'll share it if you feel like you got something out of this, if you feel like it's important. Also, if you want to be kept up to date on everything I'm doing, text the word redacted to 33777. Completely free in the US. You can also sign up for that email list at leecamp.com. Just text redacted 33777. Totally free. All right, keep fighting.